Okay, so we have a few things going on in this example, and it kind of pulls it together. A common model for learning has an equation similar to, and they give us this equation for K of T. And K is the percentage of mastery that can be achieved after T practice sessions. Okay, this is a transformation of F of T, and they give us a picture of F of T, and then we're supposed to sketch K of T. So we have to pull it apart and look at these different functions. So this is F of T, and the F of T is 2 to the T power. That is an exponential function, okay, and they have the picture there for us. Okay, I'm going to take this apart into pieces. So the first thing I'm going to look at is, I'll call it G of T being 2 to the opposite of T. Now, what type of reflection would that be? If I'm putting the negative sign in T before I do that exponent, that's going to be reflecting about the y-axis, right? Okay, so this is going to be a horizontal reflection. Now, what does that mean? Well, for all my points then, my point that was right here at 1, 2 is now going to be over here at negative 1, 2. And then my point that was at 2, 4 is going to be at negative 2, 4. And my point that was at, it looks like negative 1, about a half, is going to be over here. And then this point right here, 0, 1, that's going to stay the same. Now you could make a table of values as well. All right, I'm going to draw this. It's supposed to be smooth. That's my unsteady hand drawing. Okay, that is a reflection then about the y-axis. And you could think about it a little bit. You could plug in some numbers and get a table of values. But if you put in negative 1, we'll just do 1 here, then you'd have 2 to the opposite of negative 1, which is 2 to the first, which is 2. Okay, you could write that all out if you want to. Okay, so that is the negative sign in the exponent. Now you might say, well, why didn't you do the reflection about the x-axis first? I could have. You know, I had to pick. Okay, so now I'm going to do h of t. So I'm going to say h of t. I'm going to take the g of t. Oops, that's supposed to be a t. H of t, and I'm going to do the opposite of that. So my green curve there, all of that's now going to reflect about the x-axis. So my negative 2, 4 is now going to be negative 2, negative 4. And my negative 1, 2 is going to be negative 1, negative 2. My 0, 1 is going to be 0, negative 1. And then I'm going to have these other points along there. Okay, so then that would be what h of t would look like. Now I'm doing this all on one graph. In the book they do it over, I think they show 3 separate graphs or 4 separate graphs. It might be easier to do it all in one graph, but it's kind of messy. Okay, I'll just tell you that. All right, so now we have h of t. Now I'm ready to do my k of t. K of t. I'm going to take that orange graph that I have, and I'm going to add 1. That's a vertical shift. It means all my points on the orange graph are just going to move up 1 unit. So I'm going to move this one up 1, and this one up 1, and this one up 1, and that one up 1. And then it's going to go something like that. Okay, that is the actual graph then, the one that I did with the black marker. That is the graph of k of t. So when you break it up into little pieces like that, and we're going to talk about that more in the next video, it helps. It helps to just do one thing at a time, because then you can see each transformation. But putting it all together, our result is that curve that I've drawn in the black, the k of t. Okay?